What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I finally have the iPhone 12 Pro Max in hand, and what I want to do is I want to test the stabilization system because the 12 Pro Max uses a system very similar to IBIS that you find in mirrorless cameras. So what I want to do is I want to test the video and see how much better the stabilization is versus the iPhone 12 Pro. Let's do it. The first thing that I wanted to test was just regular walking footage, something that you would do while you're on vacation or just on a daily basis. And while they're both picking up the bounce from my walk, both of these videos were recorded handheld because that's how I normally take videos. They both look great, but the iPhone 12 Pro Max looks slightly smoother and picking up less of the bounce overall. I wanted to analyze a little bit further to make sure that it wasn't placebo. When you punch in heavily, you can see that there is definitely correction happening on both and some jitters too. But looking at the 12 Pro Max's video, the bounce is definitely not as pronounced. Now, it's not drastic or anything, but if you look close, you can see some very minor improvements. Let me know what you think and if you can see a difference. I'm curious. Make sure you sound off in the comment section below. After looking at a bunch of footage, the best way to explain this is that the center of the image stays a lot more stable, but the edges and the corners still have some movement. So while I know that the stabilization system isn't meant to correct crazy amounts of movement like this, I wanted to pick up the pace a little bit, so I'm walking a lot faster here. And what I wanted to do is start up a light jog to see if the drastic bounce is any different on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And while the crazy light flares made it difficult to see, I didn't see a major difference. When the sun was going down and it was a little darker, I did another running test. I thought this one showed the Pro Max lessening that hard impact from my foot hitting the ground a little bit more, but again, I wouldn't say that this is a major difference. I did this last time when I tested the stabilization on the latest Samsung phones with Super Steady, and that is just walking down the steps at a rapid pace. And looking at this footage over and over again, I don't see a huge difference, which is great. They both look stable, so this is great news for people that went with the iPhone 12 Pro, so you can be assured that your stabilization is also fantastic. When I use in-body stabilization on my mirrorless cameras, it really helps with the steady handheld video, and here again, I don't see a major difference, but I do have some steady hands, so that really could be the case. And if you're wondering what the difference was between the 2x zoom and the 2.5 zoom, here's a great example, just a little bit more reach, which I really appreciate. I'm a fan of this addition. So what I wanted to do is test the stabilization again in a more real world situation, like filming when you're in the passenger side of a car. The bumps of the road can be annoying when you're trying to get some clear footage. All of this video is shot in 4K 30 frames per second, even though it can go up to 60 frames per second. I keep looking at this footage and swear that the 12 Pro Max looks better and smoother, but if I have to look this hard to see a difference, that means you probably won't notice a difference, especially if you're an average consumer. A car is one thing, but I wanted to kick it up a notch and go to the safari at Animal Kingdom. If you've ever experienced this, you know that this is a bumpy ride. It can get a little bit rough, so I thought this would be a great test. Even with the bumps and stops, I didn't see a drastic change here either. So again, great for the iPhone 12 Pro owners. It looks very similar. You can see exactly how much of it is moving around on this ride, and both of them are doing a fantastic job handheld. So let me know if you see a difference between the two. Here, I'm just gonna go overboard. I'm just gonna start jumping up and down to test the up and down access. And I know no one is really going to do this, but I had to test it. In a few spots of the down impact, I think that the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a little bit smoother, but again, it looks extremely similar, even in this scenario. One last test I had to do is in low light. Since the iPhone 12 Pro Max has a bigger sensor, I was really curious, and I'm happy to report that the nighttime video is a little sharper and has less noise. You can see it here in the sky, and the trees retain more detail. When it comes to stabilization walking at night, I'm not seeing a huge difference either, but I'm appreciating that cleaner nighttime video. Look at those trees, they are so much crisper. There are definitely still some corrections happening here, and I do think that the iPhone 12 Pro Max does have slightly better stabilization, but after extensive testing, I think they are too similar to make a major difference right now. But a lot of this can improve over time. Don't be discouraged if you bought the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The hardware is there, and the software and computation optimization will happen, so I'm sure this will get better over time. But at launch, I think you'll be very happy with your iPhone 12 Pro if you wanted that smaller Pro phone. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if this helped you. The full comparison with photos is dropping next, so subscribe for that, and I will see you in the next one.